There was a period, where stabbing was so normal that I was immune to it.
Man's had a bad 2 weeks, but this isn't.
This is nothing.
There's been, what, 12 deaths in the last month?
Bro, you see when I was growing up...
Less than that. Less than that.
You see when I was growing up, yeah,
there was like 7 in 1 week.
Remember, do you know what a crime is?
Yeah.
A crime is something that's recorded. So if I dup you in here, no one ever finds that. It's not a crime. You're still dead.
Yeah, true.
I'm telling you, back in the day, I've watched man get stabbed and go home, carry on like nothing happened.
Yeah.
All right, so look, they did say statistically that it's still down compared to 2010, which was 7 years ago.
Now, 7 years ago, the year before the riots, was crud. If we want to go further back,
I think if you go back to anywhere near 2007, that's where it was outrageous.
It was
crazy.
Okay, so then why does it seem like it's worse now?
Because it's
social media, internet, everything. Like, it's just so many more.
Everyone's aware now.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas back in the day, the only way you would hear about it is MSN or Facebook or whatever. And like now, like it's a mechanic to scare people.
Yeah.
So it's like they'll make it seem even bigger than what it is. That's why it's just sold to keep people. At the end of the day, I feel
so is that might be why I've brought it up then?
Yeah,
because I feel like when I'm watching it on this documentary, I'm seeing like, obviously that's gonna scare the average person who doesn't know anything that's going on the road. They're literally looking at people that are wearing masks and whatever and saying that they're doing this, that, and the fourth. But like, okay, that's cool. You're highlighting that there's been a problem out there and there's an issue. But then, okay, like what are some of the solutions then? Like what can we talk about? Or what can we do? Or what are we not doing to try and make things better? Like these are the questions that I feel like those are the questions that are not being asked.
What's happening right now in life? Well, we're about to vote.
Yeah.
Now, if we want London to be middle class, upper class, and get all the foreigners out, why don't you put a fucking little program on, scare them with all these black people stabbing each other? Then we're not going to vote Labour because Jeremy Corbyn wants to solve these things. We're going to vote for a party that wants to benefit the middle and upper class. Before you know it, we all fucking live in, I don't know, Cheshire or something like that, way out of London, and London becomes what they want it to be. Why are they going to provide alternatives? You provide alternatives, now you're solving the problem. We don't want to solve the problem. We just want to say there's a problem here, and the solution is vote for this Labour party, vote for this whatever political party because they don't want them in London. Get rid of them. They're the problem.
Yeah.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? So that is what my thinking is around the situation. And at the end of the day, I understand this is really, really harsh to say, and there should be alternative programs within the area to help people. But when you get to like 25 plus, you've got to learn to help yourself. It is that harsh. It's very, very harsh what I'm saying. But in the bigger schemes, in the grand scheme of things, there's an element of truth because London is not trying to help us. This is not our land, fam. Like, man stole our gold and put it in a British museum. This is not our land. So if we don't start taking some ownership of what we're doing ourselves and then look and seek help ourselves, bruv, we're giving responsibility to an ignorant person. We don't even know who we're giving responsibility to, who's someone else, a television program.
When you say help yourself though, do you mean help ourselves?
No, I mean help yourself. I mean, pick up the phone or go on the internet, identify there's something wrong with you and look for a way of solving it. And I understand that is so harsh.
That's the hardest part though.
And once you get up past that, you've done, I'm telling you.
Yeah, you're right. But you know what the hardest part is identifying that there's a problem.
But then what we should encourage people to do, we should try and empower people.
But this is it. So then helping out ourselves then. Because then, you see, like, I understand that maybe we shouldn't be looking to a documentary to help each other.
It would be nice though.
But yeah, it would be nice. But then maybe amongst ourselves, we should be doing more to try and figure out what's going on amongst, because a lot of these youths are just like us, fam. Like,
I think it's the parents though. I think it's the upbringing.
I don't think
that's what I truly believe.
That's harsh.
Imagine these kids that are seeing on these programs. They're in their 20s, right? When they grow up and they get to 40 and they have kids, what are they teaching the kids?
That's really harsh. That's really harsh.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that you might say that an element of it.
We've had good upbringing.
You could say,
but you don't know anything about our past.
That's not even true.
You don't know anything about my past. If I was to tell you some things about my past, you probably wouldn't even know how I'm sitting here right now.
I know that they try to tie this whole thing of like the dad not being around and all of that.
Bullshit as well.
And I think that in some cases, you could say that in some cases, like a kid might be affected by the relationship that he had with his dad, or
100.
the things that he saw between his mum and his dad, or whatever, and it's made him an angry kid. But I don't think that is generally the problem. I don't think that generally this is the reason why.
So how do you snap
I think
out?
there's an accumulation of things that are making it the way that it is. But I wouldn't put it down to just the parenting, because you know what? Yeah, I know enough people that's come from good homes. As soon as they step out on the streets, it's a different thing, and their parents don't know. And this is why you get so much parents that when their youth dies, a lot of the times the parents are being serious when they say, I don't understand why this has happened. He's a good kid. He was doing this. He was doing that. But you know what? You didn't know what your youth was doing when he was touching the roadside.
I'll tell you, my brethren just went prison last week, 3 years. Let me tell you something about this boy. This boy, his mum's deaf. He looks after his mum full time. He's got 2 kids, looks after his kids. He's one of the best people I know, best human beings. He just got caught up, bro.
Random.
And there's nothing wrong with getting caught up in the sense of, like, I'm not going to judge you for getting caught up, because you, unfortunately, were just unlucky.
Yeah.
Do you know how much people have been in that situation, but we fortunately got out of it? I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But if I didn't get out of it, I'd be in prison as well. Then how would people judge me? We can't judge people based upon some of the outcomes in which that we follow. Some people are just fucking unlucky. Wrong place, wrong time. Boom. You get caught.
Yeah.
I don't think an action defines you. I think consistency defines you. And a lot of the people I know are consistently good people, but over the space of maybe 6 months to a year, they get caught up in a situation. And unfortunately, because they get caught, that now defines the rest of their life. They go prison. Like, bro, my brethren, my little cousin went to prison for sexual assault, but was a virgin at the time. That don't even fucking make sense, cuz.
He could have. I was about to say something so cruddy.
Yeah, you just chill. Do you know what I mean? Just chill.
But you understand?
Now, he can't get no job if he was doing youth work. He can't get no job.
It might not have been penetration, though, to be fair.
It wasn't. He can't.
He could have just squeezed her bum inappropriately. But I'm not saying that he did or he didn't.
It could be.
Or he could have touched her, brushed her bum and made a rude comment. Like, I'll be honest with you, at the end of the day, I don't think...
Is that sexual assault?
Huh?
If she
exaggerates it, lies and gets him thrown in prison, yeah.
It's true.
Like, long story
there's
short...
levels to this sexual assault.
Levels.
Like
I just think we can't judge people. We can't say, oh, bad parenting, this and that. We've got to say what Chucky said. It's an accumulation of so much different things which has applied a certain amount of pressure, which they've panicked. They don't know what to do. Life is not a dress rehearsal, you know. Like, I've never done this before. Yeah. So... Like, people make mistakes, and unfortunately, some people are punished for it.
I still, do you know what though? I don't know, man. I do feel that we need to be helping ourselves a little bit more somehow. I just don't even know how.
Chucky,
I don't even know how. Do you know what? I don't want to be like, I want to get a young youth to come here that's fully on the roads doing whatever it is that he's doing, and have a conversation with the youth, because I don't want to have a young youth who's like 18, 19 and already be preaching to the converted. Like, that's just dead. Like, when I listen to radio shows, for example, I listened to Eddie Nestor, yeah, he was on BBC London. He had a sick show and he was chatting to like some youths about this same thing, yeah. But the thing is, and he did mention it himself, but he was like, are we just preaching to the converted? Because the youths that he's talking to are good youths.
So real.
They're all right. They're fine. They're not a part of all of that. So what is the point of chatting to them?
So real.
But then I'm like, hold on a minute. Maybe, is there something that they're not doing? The youths that are fine and that are not in the mix of shit, is there something that they could do?
I'll be real with you. You still need to preach to converted. Do you know why? Because they can still be converted to do something else. Because the moment they feel they're being neglected, then it's like, there's all the attention's over there. I want to go over there. I just think one thing we definitely need is better role models. More examples of good role models. Because when I was growing up, the man that we looked up to was some don called Nathan, who drew a VW, brand new Golf, spinning rims and sold drugs. And I had loads of examples of that.
Spinning rims?
Fam, it was mad. It was mad. There was loads of examples of that. So because there was loads of examples of that, all of us aspired to be that.
Yeah.
But if there was bare man in our estate that were footballers or musicians, I'm going to aspire to be that. That's why I say it's down to everybody to be the best person they can be. Because if man are in estates and you look across the road and you've got an MC that's on fucking channel AKA and one extra and doing something with Mr. Jam over there, then you got some next on who plays for Arsenal playing football over there, then you got some next on who just got his degree. All that happens is you're like, you know what? I can't be on the roads doing bare things. Like, all of my brethren are achieving.
Can I then say, because of that, because of how the scene has developed here, and our culture has developed, is then, can you then say that there's no real excuse for some of these youths to be carrying on with some of this fuckery? Because let me finish, yeah? Because we got more examples of role models who are just like us today than we did when me and you was young.
And I agree with that, but to a certain extent. Do you know why? Because we only know what we're going through in life. So we are judging the role models that we see, that we live day to day. I don't know where little Courtney and Brixton's role models are. It could be of the people he sees on Instagram, but when he goes back to his estate and he goes home, his dad could be punching up his mum. And then his granddad, and then his aunt, and then his uncle could be coming around fighting his dad. And then he could go outside and say, fuck this, and then he's watching his brethren sell drugs. So it's like, that I can't speak for everybody. All I can do is speak for myself and say what I feel we should be doing as people. And that's setting good examples, purely because the more good examples that are in and around us, it just means it shifts the way we think mentally. But if you're just around bare fuckery, what do you expect?
I think that, like, one of the things that I always try to tell, like, my family members anyway, or people that are close to me, is that the coolest thing that you could be is yourself. Yeah. So what I say that to say this. If you are, let's just say, for example, now you go to a house party now, yeah? A girl's invited you to come to the house party. You're with your brethren or whatnot. And a bag of man turn up and the atmosphere changes, yeah? Like, it doesn't make you a pussy to leave. No. If you think in your head, this is not the situation that I need to be in, this is not the scenario I want to be in, this is a bit funny, the best thing that you could do is be yourself and follow what is saying in your head and just cut. If you stick with your brethren on something of, nah, you know, fuck that, like, I'm riding or dying for the man them or whatever, but you don't feel that in your heart, then that's you're being a pussy by doing that.
Let me show you what I always tell my little brother. When you leave the house, you have an objective. If your objective is not being met, you come back home. So if I say to my brother, where you going? I'm going to a party. What's your objective? Oh, I'm going to draw some gal and whatever. Then that's your objective. The moment bare man come into the house, can you draw girls? No. So why are you still there? Because you can't meet your objective. You might as well come home. So my brother's like, cool. He's been in scenarios and he's just like, yeah, man, this is not the reason why I've come out. And his friends are gone, but man's staying. And he's like, you can stay here. My brother said to him, that's entirely up to you. But like my brother told me, I know I've come out to have a good time and draw girls. I actually can't do that now, so I'm going home. And if anybody has anything to say, let's say them don't, it doesn't matter. You're your own man. You make your own decisions.
Nah, I hear you still.
Meet your objectives in anything you do. And if you don't meet your objectives, then you're a fool, fam. You're just existing. You're just doing whatever. Like, you can't do whatever.